we are here today for the disciplinary hearing of Mr. Marco Taibosh and the company, which is Signature Cosmetics. Unfortunately, we couldn't have the hearing face-to-face due to the social distancing and so forth. Okay. So I am your chairperson today. I will be chairing the disciplinary hearing, and we also have Mr. Marco Taibosh here. He is the alleged offender working for the company as a picker, and Tracy is the company representative for us today. She will representing the company, which is Signature Cosmetics. Okay, does everybody understand why we're here?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So the proceedings today, how it will work is I will give each an opportunity to state their case and present any evidence. If you have any witnesses to strengthen your case, you'll be given an opportunity to call your witnesses. Okay. So can I just ask, please, that when the one party is speaking, that the other party not interrupt. The other party will be given a fair chance to state their side of the story. So for respect, can we please not do that? Okay. So on the 2nd of June 2019, Mr. Marco, as mentioned, a picker, he was found guilty of reporting to duty under the influence of Dacha. Okay, so does everybody understand that? Everybody knows why we're here. There's no confusion around the matter, nothing like that.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so as part of the process and to make sure that the process is fair, I just have to check that everybody's rights was met. So Marco, did you receive a written notification of this hearing that will be taken and you feel that you had adequate time to prepare?
Correct, yes, I had enough time.
Okay. Do you feel that you need an interpreter for any reason?
That will not be necessary. English is fine.
Okay, that's good. And do you have any witnesses that you would like to call to strengthen your case?
Unfortunately, not, no chairperson, no witnesses.
Okay. Tracy, as the company representative, I just want you to know that you do have the right to cross-question Mr. Marco. Okay. And you also have the right to state your own case as the representative of the company. So, Marco, the alleged charges that was made against you by the company is misconduct due to using substance in the form of cannabis. And your supervisor did report that you arrived under the influence for duty on the 19th of May. Okay. I will now give Tracy an opportunity to start with your side of the story, please, Tracy.
Thank you, Chairperson. Marco tested positive for cannabis at Lancet Laboratories, which warrants misconduct, and this is a dismissible offense by the company's code of conduct. He also arrived late for work. He was unable to complete his duties, and therefore he should be dismissed.
Okay, Marco, what do you have to say to this accusation against you at this point?
Look, I admit I did smoke a Zol earlier that morning around about 5 because I normally leave work. I'd leave home at about 6:30 in the morning so I can get to work at 7. When I got to work, I was just asked to take a drug test through Lancet Laboratories. And then, yes, I got the results back and it was positive for cannabis. I do feel that the procedure was fair, yes. However, I don't think that the offense should necessarily lead to a dismissal because I was still able to perform my daily duty.
Okay, and Tracy, so do you want to tell us exactly what happened on that morning of May the 19th?
On the day in question, I checked the attendance register and saw that Marco did not sign in on time, so he was late for work. When he arrived at work, I asked him to come see me in my office. And when he came into my office, I noticed that his eyes were watery and red. And I assumed that he might have a cold or flu. And I asked him whether or not he had a cold or flu. And he admitted that he did not, or he stated that he did not have the cold or flu. I then asked him why his eyes were red and watery, and he then informed me that he smoked a Zol the morning before he came to work, and that is why he was late as well for his shift as a picker. I then asked him to write a statement to state what he told me about what he did that morning, and that he smoked a Zol. Um,
And so sorry to break your words. So what did you proceed to do after he admitted?
I then asked him to take a drug test, and he did the drug test. So he did not refuse to do the drug test, and then the drug test came back positive to show that he, in fact, there was cannabis in his system. He also became very argumentative when I told him that he's under the influence of cannabis and would not be capable of performing his duties, because he is a picker at
Okay.
this company.
And you feel
And
sorry, you feel that he was argumentative because of the substances that he was on.
yes,
Okay.
correct, because normally he's quite an approachable person, but on this morning he was quite argumentative and tense, in my opinion. Um, Also, the company prohibits all employees from um, partaking in illegal substances or coming to work drunk or under the influence of drugs, because it can affect themselves as well as co-workers, because of health and safety regulations in the environment that he works in. We are very strict with regards to that. I removed him from his normal working activities to an environment which was safer for him to work.
Okay, so he was stating that he's a picker, and what environment did you feel that he was moved to? Where did you move him to?
So I placed him in a dispatch environment.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for that, Tracy. Marco, what do you have to say to this statement?
Tracy was very insistent that I was under the influence of Raja, and this, yes, it did make me upset, and I do agree. Yes, I was slightly argumentative. Um, However, the fact that I was allowed to continue working, um, it does demonstrate that I wasn't under the influence of any form of drug. And the laboratory report did say that I had cannabis in my system, but nowhere in the report does it indicate that I was under the influence. Therefore, I do feel that I should not be dismissed.
Okay. And do you feel that you became argumentative because of the substances? Or how would you respond to that?
Definitely not. No. I was being accused of being under the influence, and I was clearly not under any influence. Like I mentioned, I was positive. Yes, the report did say I'm positive for cannabis, but in no way did it affect my work, because, like I mentioned, I was still allowed to work.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So as you guys said that there's no witnesses for today that you would like to
That's
That's
call?
correct. Yes,
correct.
yes.
Okay, thank you. So since there's no witnesses, I've heard both sides of the story. Thank you for presenting it in such orderly manner today. I know sometimes, these things can stir up quite a bit of emotion. Um, so now, since there's no witnesses, I am going to take closing statements, and then thereafter we'll take a quick break, and I will give my final verdict. Okay. So Teresa, as the company representative, what would you say is your closing statement?
I feel that Marco was irresponsible and his behavior is unacceptable. It's wrong to come to work under the influence and late. I can't condone this behavior in my team because he's putting himself and his colleagues at risk.
Okay, thank you. Marco, your closing statement, please.
Chairperson, just because I smoked marijuana doesn't mean that I can't do my job. What about the new law that states it's legal to smoke at home? I don't feel that I should lose my job because of this, and I have a family that I need to provide for, so I cannot afford to lose my job.
Okay. Thank you. Well noted. So now, since both parties have given their closing statements, I just need to make sure that I have all the facts correctly. So if you can just agree or disagree. Mr. Marco, you arrived late for work and you were late for your shift. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And you did confess. You also wrote a statement, and the test results also came back that you were positive for cannabis in your system. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
Okay. And as the company rep, you are saying that he was a bit argumentative on the day.
That's
And
correct. Yes.
okay. And you also sent him, you removed him from his normal duties as a picker, and you sent him to a safer working environment, dispatches. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Okay. So now we'll take a short break, and I'll just gather the facts and take some time to make a final decision. If we could all be back in an hour's time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you all. So thank you for being back here on time. So I've reviewed everything, and I've come to a final decision. You know, as a chairperson, I have to be quite diplomatic, and I can't involve any emotional attachment in the situation as well. So the final verdict here for today, Mr. Marco, you were in breach of the disciplinary code. And also, according to the Health and Safety Act, you did put yourself and your colleagues in danger. It is a factory environment, and in these environments, you know, it is quite strict on health and safety regulations. So you were being negligent in this regard. Okay, and also coming to work under the influence of cannabis, also testing positive, which strengthens this case and this verdict. You were late for work and you did not set a very good example to the rest of the business. So unfortunately, based on this, the outcome of this disciplinary hearing is that you have been dismissed, and dismissal, it is based on misconduct. Okay. So misconduct in the form of using substances, and you can refer to this in the disciplinary code as well. It is a dismissible offense. Okay, so you will receive the necessary paperwork, your termination documents, and everything that you need. HR will be in contact with you. Okay, you'll also be given an opportunity to grieve your case, and if you do feel that the outcome was unjust today, then you are it is your right to refer the matter to the CCMA. Okay.
According to the Labour Relations Act, Section 191, the procedure was followed correctly, however substantively it was unfair, and therefore the employee was reinstated with a final reprimand. So you mean what case? I don't understand, because firstly he was late, he showed up to work, that could have under the influence of cannabis, which according to the company's disciplinary code was an offense. And they're also working in a factory, so health and safety was putting people's lives at risk, and he still won the case. I don't understand. Okay, let me unpack it there. So yes, he tested positive for cannabis. However, he was still allowed to work in a different department. the supervisor moved him from one department to another. He was able to do his job satisfactorily. He did everything correctly in the job that he was doing.
Oh.
So the mistake that you're saying, the supervisor should have sent him home? Yes, the code of conduct that they have in the organization is of such a nature that they could instantly dismiss him. But they allowed him to stay on the premises even though they thought he was under the influence of cannabis. And the only how can I say, the only symptoms they had was his eyes were red and watery, but that doesn't show that he was under the influence.